Did you know it costs 5 to 25 times more to acquire a new customer versus retaining your existing customer? That is according to the Harvard Business Review. And what is the secret to retaining a customer? That's what we're going to be discussing today. My guest today is Anna Ambrozevich. I would love her to introduce herself before we get straight into the interview. Welcome, Anna.
Welcome. Thank you, Fiona, for your introduction, the small introduction. Thank you for this invitation. Because I'm super happy to be here, because you know that I want to see more women in MarTech, and that's why we're here. Just a short introduction about myself. I'm Anna Ambrozevich. Currently, I work as independent IT consultant, and I hold marketing and IT companies in different areas. And my background is 10 years in corporations like PepsiCo, Philip Morris International, Alibaba, and Noto Group. And I was a connector between marketing and IT and technology. And now I'm independent person, and also I'm in the role of director of Women in Tech Uzbekistan and advisor for IT community of Uzbekistan. A lot of things in one person, but that's who I am because I love to do everything, and I'm a big fan of MarTech.
Thank you so much. We're really excited to have you on the podcast. And today's topic is a really interesting one, and one that you'll help us to unravel. Today, we're talking about customer success, the overlooked ROI driver. Now, to begin with, how do you define customer success in a MarTech context? And what is the difference between sales, customer success, customer service, and customer experience?
First of all, I'm really happy that we can cover this topic, because usually when I see different sources of information about MarTech, it's usually about product, about market, about sales, but nothing about customer success. And from my point of view, customer success is an obligatory part of MarTech, of any SaaS, but MarTech, especially because my background is in MarTech industry. Mm-hmm. Talking about customer success, this is a connector between business and product. And when we talk about customer success role, and I will explain later the difference between common roles, this is about get value for business from products. It means that customer success team is very clear in understanding business rules, business goals, and also with very good understanding of the product functions and product capabilities. This is like a connector. And talking about customer success, people often mix up several customer-facing roles. First of all, it's about sales. And we need to understand that sales focuses on closing deals, focuses on upsell, cross-sell, renewal, and everything. Mm-hmm. They are not involved deeply in understanding the client's business. They're not so deeply in understanding product capabilities, how they connect it, and to bring the maximum value. Talking about customer service, it's about very reactive work with customers, some problems from products and all these things. They also don't understand business on the high level. They just know how they can fix the problem of the product. Mm-hmm. And also, if we're talking about customer experience, it's about journey. It's about more holistic approach, how we can see customer journey on the very beginning, from maybe some ads about your product, and also till the end, or to churn, for example. But not only we can finish on this step, we also always try to analyze this journey. And one more role I want to add here, it's account management, because it's also the mix usually, customer success, account management. What is the difference?
Yeah.
The main difference is that account management is responsible for account management. This is very clear. It's about contracts, it's about price negotiations, it's about renewal, some specifics, but more about documents, more about the processes, but not about understanding business and how you can bring the maximum value using your product.
Okay, I really like that. That was very, very clear, showing us the differences between these roles, which sometimes get very can be confused. So I really like the fact that sales is about closing the deal. Customer service is about problem solving when a customer has an issue. Customer experience is the whole end-to-end journey of the customer. And then there's customer success, that sweet spot that we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah.
So what are the benefits of having a strong customer success function as part of a core SaaS customer strategy?
So it's very interesting topic for me question because I had an experience both on client side and on vendor side.
Mm-hmm.
And for vendors, I think it's clear because we always try to have very high retention rates and fast churn rates. It's very bad for business. That's why, first of all, the idea of customer success in the beginning was to prevent churn and to make retention rate for 100%.
Mm-hmm.
That's why customer success before was like more about not demand generation department, but most departments you need to pay.
Mm-hmm.
What I see right now for vendors, what they do as a next step of customer success development inside the company is to get additional money, additional demand.
Mm-hmm.
What I want to talk about, it's about selling customer success services because customers are ready to buy it. They want to have external expertise. They want to have some hands to do maybe some very operational things inside the product.
Mm-hmm.
And also they want to help them to grow on the strategic level together with the products they buy.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is when we're talking about expansion step, it's one of the step of customer lifecycle and customer success.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, we can see how we can upsell and cross-sell to our existing customers some models, some services, some features, and anything else. And talking about renewal, and I think you know that currently there is the difference between the timing of contracts. We see that previously we have like 3 years contract. It was normal. Now maybe 1 year only.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we always need to sell again to understand customers' goals, to understand what they need, what problems we need to solve together with them,
Mm-hmm.
and to grow together. This is from vendor sides, it's very clear.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference I think at the moment, right, that there is an understanding how customer success can be a demand generator to the company.
Mm.
If we're talking about the client side, it's also clear because when you buy a SaaS solution, when you buy some SaaS solution for MarTech, usually you think that you will use it for 100%. And I think you also know that there is a myth.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody uses it even for, I think, 15%. Yes, there is a statistic about it.
Yeah.
That's why the customer understands that it's very important to educate their team, if we're talking about decision maker, that it's very important to understand how customer can use existed products to unlock new business value because they pay for it. They want to get new value and more value.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think this is important that they can do it with customer success team of the product. They can share their business goals, strategy, roadmap to do it together to understand how they can use the product on the next level. And also, I think that it's very important to have external expertise because when you work only in the one company,
Mm-hmm.
especially in one business vertical, you are inside your box.
Yeah.
You can't, yes, be flexible because now we know that our market is so flexible. You need to be very adaptable. You need always to understand all these changes and to create new ideas, new solutions for the business. That's why when you have this external team that understand your problems, that understand your goals, and know your markets, how to say, on more wide level, it's very good for your business. That's why it's about ROI for sure, your business products that you bought. It's also about time to value for sure. We want to get it as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's about additional expertise you can get. It means that you grow together with your products, not only with your business, just using your product. You are growing together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's very interesting. I've never actually, maybe is it a new concept, the whole idea of an external customer success function? Because I think previously it was very embedded in the vendor organization. But are you seeing more and more of these external customer success teams?
In this moment, I mean that customer success is like external expertise to the client, but
Uh-huh.
my idea is, it's my dream. I can share with you. I don't know if it's okay to share it. Maybe somebody will
Yeah.
use this idea. It's about customer service, customer success as a service.
Mm-hmm.
I think it will be something in the future. Why it's important? Because what I see right now, that vendors, they're trying to be more focused on the product. This is something always to be in their priority. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
product. It's about sales strategy, because they need always also to be in head how they can bring additional, demand additional sales,
Mm-hmm.
and to work with this subscription based model and other models. And that's why what I see now, that's from my point of view, as a next trend will be the customer success as a service for vendors.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I think that digital agencies will be a great solution for it, because we all of us understand that digital agencies will die,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and they can survive only if they will be very tech savvy,
Mm.
and to have internal solution on buy any solutions, but they need to have some technology inside, like a platform for what they're doing, because this manual work is not exist anymore. It's not so interesting with the era of AI.
Mm-hmm.
That's why my idea that digital agencies can be this customer success as a service,
Mm-hmm.
and they will operate between product and vendor and between customers. I think it will be a great idea. I don't know what they think, but I see now, and I saw some interesting analytics about this trend,
Mm-hmm.
that the very huge and very famous digital agencies, media agencies on the market, they currently, they're choosing the way to
Yeah.
buy technology, or to cooperate somehow, maybe to develop it internally. It's also the way, because they have expertise. They understand customer, they understand the market,
Mm.
what they can do, what market needs. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, you're very spot on. Actually, the more I think about it, I think you're hitting the nail on the head with digital agencies needing to expand their expertise and their service because just a typical advertising no longer is going to be the bread and butter for them. Technology is a huge part of what their customers want and how they want to service their customers. So I think you've hit the nail on the head for sure. And I have actually seen the trend towards that as well with digital agencies becoming like more of a business partner or business technology partner kind of idea.
Yeah. Because I think that, um, if we're talking about MarTech industry, and we need to understand that this is ecosystem, and clients also understands it, that they needs to create this ecosystem: agencies, technologies, customers, influencers, experts.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a community, and this
Yep.
is very important. You can't be alone. You can't be alone and just to choose technology for this period of time, or agency, yes, during the tender for this period of time. You need to create your ecosystem, because it's about data migration. It's about a lot of process there are inside this ecosystem. And I believe that it's about community. And I think that smart customers, smart client will do it not only with its customers, but also with vendors, with
Mm-hmm.
agencies, with experts, because I think it's very smart strategy to survive in the future.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, absolutely agree. I mean, your experience is vast. You've worked on the client side and also on the vendor side. Maybe give us some experiences of, what gaps you have seen in your experience that have been resolved with a strong customer success function.
Yes. Yes, having work on both sides gives me a clear view, I think, of what we can fix it. And I think that first of all, it's about the gap between sales process and real life of
Mm-hmm.
product. And for sure, I face it a lot of situations, but salesperson promised me that it is available, the function is available, and that I can resolve everything that I need in one product. But all of us understand that it's not possible.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think that there is a huge gap between sales team and the real situation. That's why what I see right now in customer success strategies, and I can even say that we're talking about customer success culture, not only department. It's about culture, it's about philosophy, because you need to implement it across the whole company. It's not about only one department. And that's why it's important to have all processes very integrated between sales, between customer success, account management, customer support, CEO of your company, and everybody. Everybody has to be on the same plate. What we can promise, what we can add to our sales presentation, because I understand that it's always over promising. It's like a sales strategy, but we need to be on very good balance to understand how we can be very careful with it, because it's about reputation. If you can't do what you promised, it's about your reputation on the market. I think this is the one thing I can mention. And what I want to say that it's important to understand that you can't, talking about technology vendor, that you can't have the same results as your competitors have. This is also important. In my experience, I had a lot of situations when the company from the same business vertical came to me and told me that we want to have the same case, we want to get the same result, please do it for us. And I always tell that it's impossible, because if there are the same companies on the same business vertical, there is a huge difference. For example, traffic channels, assortment, team, even the time of loading your website, everything is impossible. Everything is important. That's why you need to understand that there is not the same result, and you need to be very careful when you promise the same result. And I think these gaps is, in general, it's aligning expectations, sales, customer success, clients. It's also transferring knowledge, because we need to be sure that this knowledge, if we're talking about working with technology and vendor, you need to expand this knowledge inside your company, inside your client company, and also inside your vendor company. And I'm very big fan of this knowledge base, very transparent communication, and this like a knowledge library, best cases, and all this stuff. And also, I think it's about data. It's about analytics, because it's not, that when we are talking about MarTech, we usually use, I think, the understanding of data, that the data, it's inside product, but it's not true. Data is everywhere. Data is how you use your product, how many logins you have, how many accounts you have, how many, for example, meetings you have, what is the effectiveness rate of these meetings with your vendors. I mean that if we're talking about data-driven world, you need to be ready that data-driven approach is not only inside MarTech tools, it's not only inside your clients' tools or information about your customer or some, average of the value or some demand. It's also about your processing. It's also about your ecosystem. It's about your vendors. It's about your community. That's why I think that's, if we're talking about stronger customer function, it's about data-driven approach. And that's why I see that, by the way, today I will have a webinar about analytics in customer success. It's not only simple numbers. We need to be very smart in this way. What customers we have, what segments we have, what products they use, how they use it, what services they buy in addition, and a lot of things that like 10 or 15 different approach, how we can check this data and how we can collect it. We need to be sure that this data is collected from trustful sources. It's also important. Yes, I think, it's very challenging time for customer success because it's revenue anyway, and we are just creating this industry.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what I'm getting from you is the customer success function has to be very work very closely with the client. Like, it's not a very hands-off function. You have to, work with your client, understand, why, what's their business need? What is their problem they're trying to solve? Why did they specifically choose your product? And, are they getting the most out of it? And if they're not getting the most out of it, how do you as a customer success person help them to learn the tool to get the most out of it. So it's a very close relationship. It's not just one off like, hey, great to have our product. How are you doing? Okay, goodbye.
Absolutely. It's absolutely true. That's why there is a reason how you can hire this person, because
Mhm,
customer success is not the same as account manager.
mhm,
And this is important when you hire customer success manager. It's better to hire the person with a very strong business background. In a
mhm,
vertical, you want to work with your products. For
mhm,
example, if you work with banks or fintech,
mhm,
it's better to hire the person from
mhm,
fintech to be this customer success manager, because otherwise this person just doesn't understand what goals they
mhm,
need to achieve as a business vertical,
mhm,
because just to understand the product is not enough. You need to be
mm,
very deeply involved on the business side, and to understand how you can bring the value with your product, the maximum value.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. That makes a lot of sense. So, what shifts in MarTech are you seeing necessitating a stronger focus on customer success? I think you've mentioned some of them, like, for example, shorter um, contract cycles, which, yeah, that's a big issue because clients can move to another product very quickly. Now, there's so many products out there. Talk us a little bit through about what's driving this.
Yes, absolutely. I think that that MarTech world now has changed dramatically, and that's why I think that customer success not just nice to have right now, but it's absolutely like a necessary part. Because if we're talking about marketing department before, they have only 10 or 15 tools. They know these tools. They know how they can operate with these tools, how they can get value. But today, the number of using tools in one department, it's absolutely increasing. Yes, it's very high. It's, I think, talking about SaaS in general, not only MarTech, it's like 300 SaaS solutions at an average for one company.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot.
That's a
And
lot.
for sure, it's a lot. And we can understand and we can see that clients completely overwhelmed with all these solutions. It's very
Mm-hmm.
hard to understand how you can get value from this solution, because you pay for them. You
Mm-hmm.
pay for them, and it's not cheap, because MarTech it's also not cheap.
Yeah.
That's why I think that first of all, this is the number one reason that the companies and client sides, they need to understand how they can get this value, because they pay for it. Because of this wide variety of products, for sure it's very difficult to manage it. That's why I see currently there are lots of new companies that help to create MarTech stack, that help to create MarTech ecosystem, and to understand that you need this product, or you don't need. Even if you need only 5% of this product functionality, maybe you just need to skip it and not to pay for all functionality, maybe to find another solution.
Mm-hmm.
So the next one, I think it's about composability.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the opportunity to change and to replace different solutions very fast, to create this ecosystem. Yes, just trying to have small solutions that fit each other, to have very fast integration as we have now. API, it's
Mm-hmm.
very fast. And I think also, that currently in MarTech landscape, we have near 14,000 solutions. It
Yeah.
means that we need to understand how we need to choose them. They are so
Yeah.
similar. The functionality are so similar.
Mm.
In this case, also customer success can be a reason to choose this product, because you know that they have expertise, because you know that they can help you again to get this business value from this product.
Mm-hmm.
And I think another big shift is the contract terms. It's that we discussed before, because I think it's not the reason only for, it's not a problem only for small medium business. Now we see for enterprise companies it's the same.
Mm-hmm.
It means when we have opportunity to choose vendors and to change it, we will do it, because for sure we need to optimize our budget. We
Mm.
need to spend our money in the most smartest way. So I think that the also one important thing, that sometimes we want to buy something very simple
Mm-hmm.
just to cover our main goals and just to work with our main tasks.
Mm-hmm.
And we buy it. And I love, one quote that's all the ingredients we have, but no recipe. We don't understand how we can cook it,
Yeah.
how we can cook it to get this business value.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think in this case, customer success, it's also very important. And I think that's, we can imagine it's like a perfect mix when we're talking about composable, yes, industry right now, intense competition, a lot of solutions, AI native solutions. It's very fast to integrate. If we're talking especially about content, for example, about social media,
Mm-hmm.
and also shorter contracts, budget pressure, and this complexity of different solutions. I think that customer success is moved on the high level, and now
Mm-hmm.
we need to understand that we just um, can't do our business as clients without it because we need some supporter. And I even can say that we need some friends
Mm-hmm.
on the vendor side because customer success, it's always clients friends. It's not about sales, it's not about customer support, some problems, technical problems.
Mm-hmm.
we always we have a position that customer success is it your friend. I mean, I know your business, I know your goals, I know your team, I know your challenges.
Mm-hmm.
I want to help you to unlock your business value using my product. That's why
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like about a friendship, new friends in this very complicated world.
Yeah, yeah. It's a partnership, it's a friendship, long term
Yeah,
arrangement. I
yeah.
wonder, do you have any examples of companies that are doing good customer success at the moment?
Yes. I think that's one example I want to mention. It's from my experience because I've been working with Dynamic Yields.
Mm-hmm.
It's American company. They do personalization and conversion rate optimization,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they're really good in it because customer success, it's about clear processes. It's about very transparent um, collaboration and partnership with the customer. And what I see, and I think that this is the strongest part of what they do in customer success, that they can teach us as a partner, and they did it because they gave us all frameworks, processes, some documents for they could do it by ourselves because we were their vendor. We were more like IT consulting company. It means
Mm-hmm.
that, but we became customer success as a service for Dynamic Yield. I
Mm-hmm.
think this is really a smart way to understand that, okay, I'm really good in customer success. I built everything in my company. And I understand that in some maybe categories, on some markets, I can have this outsource, we can say,
Mm-hmm.
yes, a partner that really can do it on their way because this is so good level. Everything is clear, everything is ready just to for expansion
Mm-hmm.
and for other partners. We can do it together. And the second example, I think it's Salesforce because I worked with Salesforce.
Mm-hmm.
They're also really good in it and they understand what is important, the different segments. Is it enterprise or is it SMB, small, medium business?
Mm-hmm.
There is a different onboarding, there is a different approach. And this is also a smart way because for a small, medium business, for sure, we try to use low touch automation, templates, webinars, and
Mm-hmm.
everything because we understand we just can't spend our money and
Mm-hmm.
we just can't involve our team in this high touch collaboration. I think
Mm-hmm.
we also, this is a smart way. And to find this synergy between automation and human touch is very difficult. That's why the company that can do it, they will win, they will
Mm-hmm.
survive.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. Very nice. And what do you see as the future of customer success? Or what trends are you seeing are disrupting customer success?
Mhm. Um, I have several in my mind, but I want to start from, as I said before, about the synergy between AI or automation and human touch. And what I see right now, that all of us want to automate everything, yes, because we want to save our costs, because people, it's very expensive to hire people. But at the same time, I see that clients want to work with real people. They want to have this high touch approach. They want to have some person involved in their process and their business. That's why I call it like human plus AI equitation. It's like to find a best synergy. It's the, I can say, to find the best mix
Mm-hmm.
of AI, automation, and person. I think this is a trend number one,
Mm-hmm.
and the company that's they do it will win.
Mm.
As I said before, analytics and the future of customer success, for sure, it's about data. It's about not only analytics if we're talking about churn rates and if we're talking about some business value, it's also about product analytics. I mean that in analytics inside product, it's not only about product, but it's also about customer success. It's like a usage rate, some new functions, onboarding inside, and something else. This is very important because customer success is very close to product team.
Mm.
And usually they influence even sometimes on the roadmap because they know customers. It's like CASDEF, just in your company.
Yeah.
The next one, it's about company culture, because if, as I said before, when I was speaking about customer success, we can't operate only in one department. We need to try to implement this culture across the company, to have the same tone of voice, to have the same processes, because customer clients always wants to see, the same approach. He wants to see these friends from the company, from the vendor. They have the same vision, the same understanding of its business, the same tone of voice, and the same expertise, I even can say. That's
Mm-hmm.
why I think integration of customer culture into a company on very fundamental level. This is also a trend, but this is important that for sure the head of company, the founder of advisory board, they have to do it. They have to have it or to add it in their strategy of the company for 1 or 2 to 3 years, and also to have it in their goals, for example, business goals.
Mm-hmm.
And one more thing I want to add here, that's what I see right now. It's very interesting trend. That's customer success currently is the popular approach in SaaS in B2B.
Mm-hmm.
But recently, my friend came to me and she told me that in her the company that do like a solar energy,
Mm-hmm.
they decided to implement customer success approach because they understand that they have already started to do it. And when they started to do something with their customer, they started to implement some processes, to do some like QBRs and other tools. They understood that this is real customer success, and why this is available only for SaaS. It's
Mm-hmm.
also available for other markets. That's why,
Mm.
from my point of view, also the very important trend is that if you are good in customer success philosophy and culture methodology, we can use different names.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what business you will implement this culture. You
Mm-hmm.
can do it even for, I don't know, offline business, but the tools and approach and methodology can be applied in different industries. I think this is very interesting. And I'm just taking it with passion. I want to see how it will work. So as a result, from my point of view, the future of customer success it isn't just about keeping customers and prevent churns. It's about transforming how companies deliver value and measure success. It's not only about money, it's about relationship, it's about friendship, it's about win-win, it's about a co-marketing, for example, it's about ecosystem. And I think the organization and companies and vendors in MarTech, they have to understand it right now and to start to do it right now, because otherwise they will lose the market.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, I really love the points that you made. It's the strategy of the future. It's these because competition is very stiff right now. There's so many platforms out there, everybody wants to, win a customer, but who will get to keep the customer is the differentiating factor. And also that's for the vendor, but then for the client, who will get the most value from the tool that they invest in.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. If we're speaking about future solution, we can see how fast we can create a new MarTech solution using AI. It's very fast, but what services you can offer in addition, what expertise you can give your clients in addition. But because to sell on this solution is not enough right now, you need to add some value, and you need to add some like external expertise to help them in these fast changing worlds, to help them to change fast, to bring value fast from this product. I think this is a future, because the solution is only part, the product is only part. You need to create some additional value with expertise. It means, I can even say that if you have good customer success, I even can say excellent customer success, the product is not so important. Customers usually they don't know the product, they don't know functions, they don't know about it, but they know that you can solve their problems, and they know that you will bring additional value for their business. Everything, I mean, it's not important for them. They just understand that you are a solution. And I think this is the future strategy for MarTech, and not only for MarTech, I think for SaaS in general.
Yeah, agreed. And in closing, I'm sure there are, going to be MarTech companies listening to this, SaaS companies listening to this, and maybe their customer success function is not at par, or they don't even have a customer success function. What would you advise to them in terms of like, where should they start? What should they start doing as of, Monday, for example, if they want to improve or build that function?
First of all, I think I have two advices. The first advice is for sure about analytics. Please make a very simple segmentation of your customers and try to analyze each segment for sure if we're talking about your main business goals. And usually it's MRR, it's retention rate and churn rate, maybe some renewal rates. Try to understand insights, try to find patterns, maybe try to find some connections in this data. This is number one. And the second advice will be to create your customer life cycle. Usually in customer success approach and methodology, there are four main stages. It's like adoption, retention, expansion, and advocacy. And try to have all your customers on one plate, just in one roadmap, to see that, for example, I see on onboarding, usually I have a lot of customers, or I don't have any customers on the advocacy stage. This is bad. And after that, to analyze the same numbers, do the same analytics, but trying to apply it on the stages of customer life cycle. And after that, I'm sure that you will get insights that, for example, I see problems on my renewal process, or I see problems with my QBR, or I even don't have QBR. That's why I don't have a customer on advocacy stage, because I need them to promote. Or maybe I have some problems on the onboarding process. But first of all, you need to have like a clear map or landscape of your customers with all numbers, so you can play with these numbers and to see the potential growth of your business. This is important. You can't just decide, I want to implement customer success today. I want to start from maybe advocacy, yes, or maybe QBR, or maybe business value mail. No, it's the bad approach. You need always to check your numbers, to see these like quick wins. I'm sure that you will find it, because this is very simple: segmentation and customer success life cycle.
Perfect. That is really, really good advice, to take a holistic approach, a zoomed out approach, and also to always look at the numbers, the key numbers, and understand what they mean and how you can move them towards growth.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. And just one thing in the end, that if you are thinking as a SaaS company to create customer success department, please, first of all, you can use your your team members, maybe very proactive person in your team, which can start customer success approach. It doesn't mean that I will hire customer success person. And in this case, I can say that now customer success is available in my company. I start to do customer success. No, start from somebody in your company, very ambitious person, very, passionate with some interesting ideas. And I think it will be very good start to promote this person, first of all, and also to experiment with customer success. Because if you understand that, I don't know, maybe for some reasons it doesn't work for your company, it means that you don't need to lose this person. Yes, you can just have another responsibility for this person again, just to come back what he did before. I think this is also a smart solution, especially if you are startup or you are small companies, because we have a lot of small companies in MarTech. Be very smart. Numbers, analytics, and maybe a small approach, maybe small steps to start customer success with your existing resources.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And where can our listeners find you to get more information? I know you write a lot on LinkedIn and you share a lot of great information in the MarTech space. So where can they find you to learn more about customer success and other aspects of the work that you do?
Yes, I'm usually on LinkedIn, and also I have an interesting series of interview personalization talks. It's my volunteering role because I want to promote MarTech personalization and the CRO. And I have also like a company page about personalization and CRO. But I think that next time I will try to write more about customer success, because now I understand this clear connection that I love MarTech and I want customer success to help MarTech to grow. I think it will be, like my mission in this industry.
Excellent. We can't wait to read more about your views on customer success and how to grow it as a function. Thank you so much for being on our podcast this morning.
Thank you. Thank you very much.